Yes. Good morning. I did a little duo there. You're transition from Spanish to English. I'm talking both languages at the same time. How's everyone doing? Getting this set up here. All this month, I know we're doing our live on Facebook page, but we're also doing our live in Argentina. So that's pretty awesome. I know Taha's out too. He's over in Iran right now. And we've been doing things on purpose to a definite end. And for that reason, we are in different countries delivering seminars. We're going to continue giving you guys value for the month on what does persistence mean. And so we're doing it live. I think it's very important to be persistent on having a bulletproof attitude, having a great attitude first thing in the morning. And you guys will look at this here. Let's see if I can do this right. Take a look at that. Having the right mental attitude, having a bulletproof attitude. Always thinking about the good, the great, the better. Life is about having fun. You take life and you create what you want with it. You make things magnificent, and you make that by thinking of magnificent things. This weekend we were talking about what does it take to change? What does it take to live the life that you desire? Well, it takes a bulletproof attitude. It takes the right mental attitude. It takes you working on you. A lot of the individuals in our class were asking, how long does the change take? How do you know when you're on track or you're off track? Well, very first thing is, what does your day look like? How do you start your day? What are you doing at the beginning of every day? And are you imagining your day before it happens? The imagination is creation. And if you're not imagining what you want, you're not creating what you want, because everything's created twice. First thing is in a creative mental state. We work on a fantasy. And when you get in the habit of having this bulletproof attitude, you don't give any concern to the circumstances around you. You don't give any concerns to the naysayers. And you decide on what you're going to do. You sit down and you give yourself a command. You tell yourself, I am here now, and there is a place. And that's where I'm going. And everything that I do from here forward is on purpose to that definite end. This morning, we woke up, and like we do every morning, we do our Scaling for Lives. We do this on purpose. The definite end is working on ourselves personally, and as well as helping you, helping people around the world build same habits, build same behaviors that lead to success. Success is a habit. And if you don't have the habit of being successful, it's because you don't have successful habits. If you don't have the habit of having a plan before you start your day, that's another successful habit that you need to discipline yourself in. So when we start looking at habits and behaviors of the most successful people, you're going to notice that they already have a plan, and they're habitual by nature and disciplined in executing the habits that lead to success. I want you guys to think about how many habits you have today that are leading you to nowhere, to nothing. How many habits do you have today? Everybody has the same amount of time. How do you have the time to do what you do? Now, you have to have the right mental attitude. You have to have the right habits, and you have to do things in a certain way. That certain way is pre-planning where you're going, who you're seeing, why you're seeing them, and what's the outcome that you're looking for. Mental attitude of gratitude, mental attitude of execution, mental attitude of a consistent creative imagination, mental attitude of perfecting yourself and perfecting your day, so that everything you do it on purpose to definite ends. You start applying these habitual behaviors, you're going to begin to experience a new reality, because you are defining who you are, and you're not letting the circumstances control your behavior. If there's anyone on the Facebook, if we are live, so if anybody has any questions, you guys can put them up there as well. You can type it in. I'm going to come to our video. I want to play a video, get everyone to think about what T. Lawrence is talking about here. Life doesn't have to be
possible. This I did.
Life does not have to be just a movement. Be a creation. All by design. Anything you want. Anything. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. We look at reality. Experiences. They're just not situations, circumstances. past.
All men
And what can we
dream,
do about them?
but not equally. Those who dream by night in the dusty recesses of their minds wake in the day to find that it was vanity. But the dreamers of the day are dangerous men, for they may act their dream with open eyes to make it possible. This I did.
What are we capable of? Anything. But we have to select. We have to know where we're going. We have to make decisions in life. We have to choose. Sometimes we have to make decisions we weren't ready for. That's what it makes. It doesn't matter where you're at. Winning in life is about change. Winning in life is about being uncomfortable. Winning in life is about going beyond where you've ever been. How do we get unstuck? Well, we've got to get out of the habit of being ourselves.
That is a bad place to be. A bad place to be. You see, when I suggested you stand up, you wanted to stand up, but you were stuck. Now, some people didn't like being stuck. They didn't stand up, and they didn't like being stuck, so they stood up. They didn't stand up when the first people stood up, but they did stand up. They broke out of it. But some didn't stand up. Now, we've got to get to a point where we don't give a damn who knows that we didn't stand up. It's important we know we didn't, and let's understand why. Something inside that's controlling us. It's controlling your income. It's controlling your relationships. It's controlling everything in your life. It's amazing how this works. But we've got the ability to change it. It's discipline. Discipline is giving ourselves a command and following. Okay? Here's something we really have to understand. Wants and disciplines need to be connected. If you really want something that's beyond where you're at, if you don't have discipline, you're toast. It ain't going to happen. It just will not happen. Now, you know, even though we're really working this pretty well, there's people that stood up that still, they will not go ahead and do it. Because when they sat back down, the paradigm took over again. Now, I want to suggest.
As the individual sat back down, the paradigm took over. This is the way the majority of people live their lives. It was really never to a definite end. They never really chose. The moment you sit down and you do what you would normally have done, you're toast. Why is it so? Because the majority of us really don't think. We're just used to doing. And we're so much in the habit of just doing things and having the same habits and behaviors, no real structure, no real discipline, no persistent mental attitude, a persistent, bulletproof mental attitude that I'm going there and there's a place, pulls you right back into the windows of opportunities that you keep experiencing over and over and time again. We all have 24 hours. We express the ideas. That's what we're expressing. Ideas that we've been thinking about. And we express those in action. Now, majority of you are saying, I don't know what to do. Majority is saying maybe, I don't know what I really want. But deep down inside, you're really saying, I don't believe I can. The truth is that you don't think you can do it. If you did, you'd already be doing it. And even if you've accomplished some big things, some of you may be stuck again. Why? Because we're going to always meet with the same model, because we're all the same. It doesn't matter how financially successful you are, you're going to meet with it again. It doesn't matter how well you've had it in the past, you're going to meet with it again, because the spiritual essence is always for forward progression and realization of a worthy idea. And once you've met to the extension of what you know how to do, your spiritual essence wants more. And it smiles at you and says, you know you're more. You know, you can be more. You know you're more. You can do more. You can have more. You can achieve more. But something deep down inside of you may have doubt, worries, fears. But you've got to be able to tell yourself, I'm going there. Make out a plan. And if you don't, the minute you sit down, the minute you stop thinking, it's like an accelerator pedal. The minute you let off the gas on a vision and you start to pull back and no longer accelerate your vision or idea, autopilot kicks in. Sits right back in the chair, captain's chair. Order of the mind, order of your reality, steps right back in for you. And it starts to maneuver your reality. How do I know this? Because we study this. We do this for a living. We teach people how to get out of the habit to be themselves. The law is, as a man thinks, so it becomes. If you wish to withdraw from an undesirable situation, you must adopt the scientific method of affirmative thinking and follow it up as a permanent factor in your life. I'm going to read that again. The law is, as a man thinks, so it becomes. If you wish to withdraw from an undesirable situation, you must adopt the scientific method of affirmative thinking and follow it up as a permanent factor in life. Now, at the beginning of this morning, I started off in the steps, and I started off from our room. I'm miles away from home. I'm miles away from habits and behaviors. But guess what I'm still doing at the same time? Different place. Habit and behavior of success. Getting up and working on myself. Getting up, delivering seminars. Getting up, delivering and executing a vision on purpose. Because I know if we continue to do this every day, I'm getting better. I know if we continue doing this every day, the people that are working with us are getting better. So here we're talking about discipline. We're talking about persistence. Why would I persist on something? You persist because it's something you truly want. You'll never persist in the thing that you didn't believe you could have. If you wish to withdraw from an undesirable situation, you must adopt the scientific method of affirmative thinking. If, that was it, if you wish. If you've been wishing on change, it will not happen until you do what? You adopt new ideas. Until you adopt a new way of thinking. Until you adopt a new way of performing. We're mere performers in this lifetime. What have you been performing? You will find that the universal causation power, call it whatever you will, always manifests as supreme intelligence in the adaptation of the means, and always of means to end. You will find that the universal creative power, call it whatever you will, always manifests as supreme intelligence in the adaptation of means to ends. For instance, there is something you wish to do. You wish to build a house, sell something, or do a kind of act. It is the supreme intelligence manifested through you that guides your activities. Without it, you would be unable to outline your intention, much less accomplish your purpose. Your intelligence is the instrument through which the one great intelligence of the universe is constantly taking specific form. Your intelligence. Your intelligence is the instrument through which the one great intelligence of the universe is constantly taking specific form. Now, my mind is a center. My mind is a center of divine operation. And always for further expansion and further realization, always. Not entirely new, but proceeding out of it in an orderly sequence of growth. Right now, we're experiencing a thought that started off 2 years ago. I brought this up yesterday. We're here specifically in this seminar. 2 years ago, I made a decision that I was going to learn Spanish, and I was going to deliver this information to the Spanish community in Spanish. Well, that decision created a chain of events. At the time, I did not have the ability to be fluent in Spanish, and I'm not still 100% there. But I work at 100%, giving everything I have to get there. The 100% I gave at the moment, my ability to speak at the moment may have been 2 to 5%. So what did I do? Did I let that stop me? No, I started to work with whatever I had, and I attracted people, places, plots, circumstances to help me deliver this information in Spanish immediately when I made the decision. I didn't wait. I did whatever I could with what I had. Through time of giving 100+% every day with whatever I had, progressively changed me, helped me adapt to the change until I was able to be more fluent in it, and I no longer needed people to completely 100% of the time help me fill space of words to translate. This is huge when you think about it. When you decide that you're going to give 100+% with whatever it is that you have to your goal and your vision, people, places, plots, circumstances begin to change. Because you decided that you would give your spirit, your essence, 100 embodiment to your vision. Your intelligence is the instrument through which the one great intelligence of the universe is constantly taking specific form. So when I devoted my time, my mind, my time, my energy to defining myself into the future, 1 hour a day in Spanish, guess what you think unfolded? A new reality was taking shape. The people around me at that time didn't see it. The people around me at that time may have thought, this guy's lost his mind. He's teaching and he doesn't even know how to speak in that language. I saw a definite end. Because time fills space. My new discipline began to unfold space and time. minute discipline begin to fill space and time. A causation of a formulation was being created. We had seminars this weekend. I was 2 or 3 weeks ago. We were in Argentina again, and we were giving seminars on purpose, an unfoldment of an idea and a vision. We're touching people's lives. We've been already touching people's lives. We've been attracting other people to come in and want to be part of what we do on purpose. They're changing their lives and they're changing other people's lives on purpose. All by disciplining myself that there is a place. All by disciplining myself that I'm going to work towards that every day. I will devote 1 hour every day in that direction. And here we go, through time and space, we're touching people. We're working with other people. I'm learning how to do this better, to get better and better every day. To get better and better every day. I didn't listen to the naysayers. I never have. I know that if my vision is bigger than my circumstances, all of them and all of that will fade away. I know that if my vision expands the horizon of many moons and many worlds, that it will take form. And before long, that vision becomes real. It's powerful. This idea carried through countries. This idea has carried through to Iran. It's through the mind. This mist, so beautiful and magical, has established itself and it's working. It's unfolding. It's touching the lives. Thousands of people, millions of people, on purpose. The beauty of this is taking a life of its own. Your intelligence is the instrument through which the one great intelligence of the universe is constantly taking specific form. The beginning is being. The beginning is being one with your vision. Being true every day, which registers to your mind, was first formed in the one infinite mind. A continual recognition of this fact will enable you to find your way out of any sense of limitation which may arise in your individual experience. How do we do that? By picturing. We work with images. Continually build a plan. Continually build yourself in that plan. Continually see yourself working your plan. How do you get more ideas? Well, you have to keep imagining and going to that place. How do you get the insight? You're so emotionally involved, it tells you where to go. It's just so powerful. I was talking to an individual yesterday. A lot of people don't understand. They think they go into your program and they think the program, once it finishes, it ends. No, life never ends. If you didn't develop the habit that you're going to always envision a future, you're going to consistently build a formula into the future. The old program takes over. Right on time for you. This is a lifestyle. The lifestyle means creative lifestyle. A conscious creative lifestyle. I am mastermind. Master the mind, master your reality. So the indirect was, this never ends. I've had people come in this course and they think it's a 1-year course. They think that they read the book, they got it. But yet they read the book and it worked for a year. When they stopped, guess what? They stopped imagining. They fell into the trap of just experiencing a reality at the moment. They forgot to continue to build the vision because nobody else will. The moment you stop creating a vision and working your vision, time begins to slow down, opportunities begin to slow down, creation starts to slow down, and then you start to see that the circumstances begin to control you again. Accident? No, right on time. You will create time, or time will create you. You will create a vision that manifests in time, toward time and circumstances will move you into action. One of the two. We're teaching people how to live, how to truly live by design. If you're on this call, or you're watching it weeks from now, months from now, years from now, maybe even 160 years from now, remember who you are, and that your intelligence is perfect. Remember who you are. You know that deep down inside of you, there's perfection. And you feel it. But you got to get up and get it. You've got to get up and create it. But you've got to see it first. A persistent, bulletproof mental attitude of building your vision, walking and talking your vision until it becomes form. Form a picture in the screen of your mind. Get into the mental habit of building pictures, beautiful pictures, wonderful pictures, consistently over and over again. The dreamers of the day are dangerous men, for they may act their dreams in life. For they may act their dreams in life. A continual recognition of the truth that I am perfect. A continual recognition that my mind is spirit information. The better we truly understand that, the better we will guard and direct our mind. Always learn to do your own thinking. Always learn to do your own thinking. And if you don't, other people will tell you how they think it should be done. Other people will give you their habits and their behaviors. No one can think for another. It was the result of determined effort to recognize his own individual intelligence as the instrument in which the great intelligence was constantly taking form. I'm giving you guys a lot of its deep understanding, but rewind it over and over again till you understand it. No one can think for another. It was the result of his or her determined effort. His or her determined effort to recognize his or her own individual intelligence as the instrument of which the great intelligence was doing what? Constantly taking form. It was you. You're the gift. Your mind was the gift. Decide to think of beautiful things. Decide to imagine your vision consistently. It doesn't stop. The gift was within you. Does anybody have any thoughts? Questions? Takeaways? All that a mentor can do is guide you. all that anyone could do was to help you understand that you've got to hold your thought along the path of your desired results. And you don't stop. Life never stops. If we look at electricity, if we look at the expression of light, what we're seeing is the expression of the bulb. The light had all power. It's all power, evenly present at all times. But it will express the wattage from the bulb. It'll express the ideas of the bulb. You are super intelligent. You have perfection waiting to be released. But electricity can only work through its path. You're the bulb. Your ideas are expressions. Therefore, life must take form from your ideas. Life is filling space on purpose. Life is fulfilling itself from your ideas. So life doesn't happen to you. It's happening for you. I'm going to put on this video for a couple more minutes. What did Bob say? The minute he sat down, paradigm took right over. The minute you sat down, the average individual didn't make a committed decision.
Was that we didn't stand up. Important, we know we didn't, and let's understand why. It's something inside that's controlling us. It's controlling your income. It's controlling your relationships. It's controlling everything in your life. It's amazing how this works. But we've got the ability to change it. So let's make up our mind we're going to change it. It's discipline. Discipline is giving ourselves a command and following. Okay? Here's something we really have to understand. Wants and disciplines need to be connected. If you really want something that's beyond where you're at, if you don't have discipline, you're toast. It ain't going to happen. It just will not happen. Now, you know, even though we're really working this pretty well, there's people that stood up that still, they will not go ahead and do it. Because when they sat back down, the paradigm took over again. Now, I want to suggest if you fall into that category, you start getting honest with yourself, fill this damn thing in, send it to Pat, and take it to Peggy.
I don't think we were coming through at the time. Disciplining our mind, holding it with our will, letting our vision define what we do. The average individual is going to go back into their comfort. Do you not recognize the forming power of thought nature? you would not think of trying to make a lily rose. If you know that the same power that created the flowers also made your mind for the specific purpose of operating in it, you would soon learn to trust the formative nature in its operation through your intelligence. Once the seeds have been planted, life begins to give form to a pattern plan. Once the seed has been planted, life begins to give form to a pattern plan. If you make a mental vision, a goal of it to a definite end, you know that your seed has been planted and life must begin to take form to unfold a pattern plan. But you put the seed in the ground and you pull the seed out. You put the seed in the ground and you pull it out. You put the seed in for a little bit, you watch it grow, and then you just pull it out, or you stop watering the seed. Seed dies, falls away. It's the disciplined behavior. It's the persistent mental attitude.
You know, then the book thing, you'll do the book, but every time you think of the book will be symbolic. The book will be the key that opened that door for you, and you'll realize that the damn thing wasn't even locked in the first place. That's really what it is. I've been thinking the number of times I talked to you without Marco, just you. And you were telling me about Marco. I didn't know Marco yet. And then I talked to the multi. I don't know how many times. We talked for a lot of times, though, about what you were going to do, but you weren't doing it. Because you had to quit your job. And you've been at it for a long time. And because you're probably pretty good at it, you were in good money there, and you had to walk away from that. And you had to spend money you maybe didn't even have. But look at the difference. God, you two must be so happy. Marco and Ricky wanted to open this place where they trained puppies. They were going to call it Puppy Academy. Isn't that what it's called? Puppy Academy. But they wouldn't do it. They didn't step out. And I was saying, just quit. Go do it. And finally they did. It is a screaming success. And they're doing what they love all day. Yeah. Stand up for a minute. Stand up. Now, you want to talk to them. Because you know something? There's something you want to do. At the break, talk to them. Ask them, how did you finally make the break? And you finally did. Thank you. Well, this is what did it. They gave themselves a command and follow it. They were in the seminars, they studied. I wasn't teaching them anything new. I was telling them the same thing. It takes the repetition sometimes to get it to sink in. Look at. When the discipline starts to fade, just say, wait a minute, no way, I am not going backwards. This is it. I'm going to make that move. It's not going to be a wish. I'm going to make the change. I am going to give myself a command, and I'm going to get out, and I'm going to do it. Now, I don't know what it is you want to do, but I know there's something you want, or you wouldn't even be here. You weren't looking for something to do, and you just went, oh, the seminar, I wonder instead of spend a weekend there. That isn't the way it worked. Some of you had to come a long ways. Some of you came from another country. Some of you had to borrow money to come here. So you're not here by accident. So why in hell would we go to all that trouble to get here and then not do it? And we should understand why we're not doing what we want to do. But all the people that stood up. Now, you know, if you weren't involved in that, you'd think, well, I didn't do that. No, but there's something else that you're just the same as they are. It's like Ricky and Marco, they weren't opening the dog academy, you know? I wouldn't even want to guess at the amount of money you've made since we first met. Yeah, you weren't even working when I first met you. But you've earned a lot of money. You're probably into the millions by now. Is that right? You're just cracking the surface. Yeah. What a beautiful sight you're seeing. You broke the surface. Look at, you got an idea, you got to act on that idea. That's what you call learning. You're not learning in here. You're gathering information in here. Learning is when you consciously entertain the idea, you get emotionally involved in the idea, you step out and act on the idea, and you change the end result. That's learning. You get the idea, and you act on the idea, and everything in your life changes. Just watch. All the nonsense is gone, and you've mastered this one thing. You can give yourself a command, and you can do it. Do you know, I think of myself some days, and I really like me. Because when I get a big idea, I do it. I don't screw around with it. I'll bet the farm on it. I was reading a little book one time, The Young Millionaires. It was published by Playboy. It was just a pocketbook. And you had to earn $1 million to get in the book. This is long time ago. Some of them had earned many millions, like Colonel Saunders was one in it. There was about 18 biographies about people that earned money, the young millionaires. And in the afterword of the book, I read something that really made me feel good. It pointed out that everyone in that book spent everything they owned on the big moves. If they missed, they blow the whole damn thing up. And they never considered themselves gambling. I live that way. I live that way. It never enters my mind I might miss. Get to a point where you master this. You give yourself a command and then follow it. Now, some of you will say, oh, you shouldn't do this, Bob. Yes, I should. God told me to do it. Take this page, if you stood up, this application, and fill it in. Do it right now. This is on the book. Those of you who stood up, I don't care if you got any money or not. That doesn't matter. All that'll come when you need it. Fill it in. And then, Peggy, I want you to come stand up here. And I want you to fill this in and go and give it to her. I'm going to tell you something. I'm not earning 5 cents on this, not a nickel. You'll probably end up earning a whole lot on it. I'm doing this because I want you to step out and act on something that your paradigm doesn't want you to do, but your conscious mind does want you to do. So when you get one of these done, fill it in and bring it up and give it to her.
Now we look here, what Bob's doing is getting everybody to take action. Commit. To make the committed decision and take the action. You can have all the ideas in the world and never commit and never get anything. Why is it that happens? There's never a decision. Victor just showed up here with us. We're fixing to get into our Spanish class. And he's saying that it was never a decision. It was just an idea, but we never did finalize the idea. So it's just something in, get this straight. It was an intellectual factor, but it was never definite. You see, we've been teaching people how to make definite decisions. When you make a definite decision, you can create anything you want in life. It's got to be backed by definite demands of your mind. Definite demands to definite ends. There's no doubt in my mind that we have such innate powers that we can change and rearrange reality. We've been doing it. But the question is what do you want? When are you going to decide that you're going to change your reality? The individual begins to aspire, but when it gets to the discipline, they don't do it. They don't commit. When it gets to the discipline, they didn't commit. They fall back. The discipline that they needed to have, persistent, bulletproof mental attitude that they need to develop, you develop it by doing it. Yesterday we talked about growing wings. You grow wings along the way. But there was no need for the wings if you were never going to do it. You adapt to the change by making the change. That's what a lot of people miss. You adapt to the change by making the change. And you learn as you go. We're going to go ahead and go into our we don't do our meditations on the Facebook Lives. Was there any questions? If you guys have questions whenever you watch this, go ahead and put them up. We'll have somebody follow up with them. And the next week when we come back on, we can go back into the questions and we can answer those questions. Yeah. The other thing too as well, share this video. You have family members, people that you know they need this information. Everybody needs it. Share it. Share it on your Facebook pages. Share it on your Instagram pages. Give. Willingly give, graciously receive. That's how we can help others. Everybody have a wonderful day. And we'll be seeing you guys next week.